Hello everyone and welcome to State of the Realm, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. This week, we're going to be talking about stuff and things in 14 and literally I couldn't think of a name for the show and I couldn't even land on a single topic.
I thought of a name for this show, but you
All right.
threw a veto out.
Listen.
You threw the veto out.
I did throw the veto. I couldn't even finish typing the title and taking it seriously anymore, Sly. But this week we're going to be talking about a few things in preparation for patch 3.2. There's some minor bits of news, but we're also going to be covering some hot topics, some things that I know that, my raid group has been discussing. I'm sure that other players have been discussing as well regarding raid scheduling and how it's going to be different approaching the next raid tier. We're also going to be talking about the fact that they have teased what the next live letter will have, including who their special guest is. And Sly actually has something that he wants to throw in at the end of the show that he basically wants to say, "Fight me, breh." But he wants to have you guys decide what we fight about. So, yeah, he's smiling right now. You guys can't see it. But anyway, I am one of your hosts, Michael, Mr. Happy Poveromo, and joining me, as per usual, Sly, a.k.a. Slythefox, a.k.a. Sly, a.k.a. Greyfox, a.k.a. Sly Never Chewed Gum Fox, a.k.a. you, my boy, Blue. How you doing, Sly?
Like I have a thing against gum, you have a thing against John Mayer. I swear.
I don't have anything against John Mayer. I don't know where you got that impression from.
Then why...
Why couldn't we name the show Sly? No, that's why. Sly, luckily the vote is like it's 3 votes, and you know what? In this case, I'm just going to assume 2 of them.
You hear that, everyone? It's a dictatorship here on State of the Realm. That's how it works.
It's 2 of them now.
That's how it works. It's not even a democracy anymore. It's no longer a democracy.
Well, I mean, if you're ever struggling with that, you could always just have people donate to the fund, and then maybe you could get a bigger share with whatever gets donated to the fund. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See?
We're working on shirts right now.
You know what's hilarious about that? The fund.
Mm-hmm.
This entire last week, people were making me tools, and I was like, now I have to pay you. Like they were sending me stuff, and I'm like, damn it, here's money. Like, I didn't ask for it, but they were like, here.
I never asked for it either.
Yeah, but I had to pay them back. I had to do it. So $3 million down. It's just $3 million out the window. I was like, here you go. That's $3 million. Hey, I'll take that for an entire right-hand side of Gatherer accessories for $3 million.
What you're saying, you don't want to start your own fund?
No, I don't want to start my own fund.
Yeah. Like, you are your own fund?
It's bad enough that when I play any game ever, people, like, if there's a way of gifting things, people do that as is. So, I try to avoid it.
Why not accept it graciously? Why not be grateful? Thank you. Thank you is what you say. Thank you.
I do say thank you, but I also say you didn't need to do that. I would like to reimburse you in some way. Damn. By the way, that was vicious in chat from this guy. That was vicious. Wow. He said John Mayer twice.
John Mayer twice.
Oh,
and you threw in a Dale. Wow.
That's all right. He didn't like R. Kelly either.
Yeah.
But anyway, pre-show, if you want to know what the hell we're talking about.
Yep.
All right. So this week, we were looking for a few different things to talk about. So we've kind of got like a jumble of topics here, plus the thing you want to do at the end of the show, Sly.
Yes.
First of all, I want to call attention to something that people may not realize. This is episode number 47. We're coming up on 1 year, 52 weeks, 1 year of State of the Realm. I want to check the exact date, though, because I think did we miss a week anywhere where we just didn't do one, or do we always have one every week? I think we had one every single week ever since the beginning. The only way, probably the only reason it feels like that to me is because of the 2 shows I didn't host. Technically, my 1 year isn't until episode 54. Your 1 year is 2 weeks before 52.
Mine. Yeah. So.
Been a long road, though, huh, Sly?
We've come a long way, man. I don't know how I would feel actually looking back on it.
Like, we will. We're going to have clips. We're going to have
We
highlights.
don't need clips. We have YouTube.
That's where the clips are coming from.
Oh, my God.
I literally have...
Fucking hunt up. Sorry.
And he's mad because he can't do hunts in the middle of the show. He just got mad at that. We're having a sentimental moment right now. And Sly was like, fucking hunts.
They always come up at the inopportune times, but go on.
Giggity. So are you looking forward to looking back at the clips for the past year? Looking at yourself a year? That's always a hard thing to do, is to look back at yourself a
Little
year.
column A, little column B. I always do that, though. I look at the past shows and, like, I have to do it while drinking.
I can hear your fucking call noises in your chat. I heard ding.
Yep. And I don't even have my fucking remote. There we
Oh,
go.
my
Yeah.
goodness.
Oh, God. Yes, people sending me tells during the show. Yeah, that's going to happen.
Yeah. Fantastic.
And they're not even R&T. It's just actual tells.
I don't know if I believe
Now it starts. Okay.
I don't know if I believe that, but there you go. I mean, we should get something ready for the 1 year, right? Like something actual, not like, hey, by the way, guys, and now fuck off. We're going to do our normal show.
I mean, I know everybody in the community has their favorite moments, some of their favorite moments.
We're going to have to maybe ask people to send us some of
There
their
you go.
favorite moments.
There you go.
That might be a good idea. Have them send in a little thing, and then I find the clip, and then we play the clip. Luckily, we already have a few of them on YouTube, so when Sly does a Circle of Life, or he opens his John Cena Christmas card, luckily we already have those clips saved on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be fantastic. But we'll talk more about the 1 year as we get closer to it, because we really, really want to move on to some other topics right here. Because it's not the 1 year yet. So let's continue stating the realms. Yeah.
We're still waiting.
Stating of the realms. Yeah, we're still waiting, but at this point we're getting real close to 3.2. And there's been some topics that have been coming up lately, because there's still some pieces of information we really don't have. But we want to kind of talk about some things that are going forward. So first of all, the big thing we're waiting on is January 30th. You're probably going to hear us talk about this next week as well, because next week is the week before the live letter. It's our episode before the live letter. And we've literally mentioned it every single episode. I mean, that just goes to say how anxiously, I think the right word is, we're waiting for it. So some people have asked us to actually cover something that came out recently, and that was the live letter digest. The thing is, we did that. Like, I don't understand.
I didn't want to say it.
What do
Like,
you mean you didn't want to say what? You didn't want to say we already did that?
yeah, because it's like,
It's like,
I mean,
yeah.
we could. I don't know how much we could kind of squeeze out of, how much more we could squeeze out of it, but
I mean, if we want to literally cherry pick every little word they say, that's pretty much as far as we're going to get with the live letter digest.
and that would be a really long show if we tried to, pick certain things out of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, but there is actually, I do want to cherry pick one little thing, because this was something that our raid group, and there was a bit of confusion after the unofficial and the official translation of it regarding when Alexander Midas Savage was actually going to be unlocked. Was it going to be a 2-week wait? Was it going to be the same exact time as normal mode? Now, this statement is to be taken literally. We'll assume there is no 2-week break, and that this means exactly what it means.
You go right in.
Midas Savage would be available right after beating Midas Normal, which pretty much implies that there will be no 2-week break, which was what Marco said that it was. Marco said there will be no 2-week break.
Yeah.
And we have this kind of officially set here, that you'll only need to beat Normal to get to Savage. That was the other big thing. They confirmed you don't need to beat A4 Savage to get to A5 Savage, which we kind of expected there as well. And this has been a pretty big concern in the community, because a lot of people have not beaten A4 Savage.
So let me ask you the question: do you think this is going to kind of light a fire under people's butts to try and get Gordius Savage done before moving on to Midas? Because
I think it's the opposite. I think people who were doing it are now literally just going to be like, fuck it. Now I know it's not needed, so why am I going to keep working on it? Which I don't think is... I think, honestly, if they had made it so A4 Savage was required to get an A5 Savage, it would have been a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they super nerfed A4 Savage down to the point where, like, it was reasonable to clear it with a static.
But it's eventually going to get nerfed, though. We don't know when.
We don't know if it's going to get nerfed. We think it's going to get nerfed. I think it's just going to get Echo and more item level. I don't think it's going to get nerfed.
That's the nerf.
I mean, that's not a nerf, though. That's not like turn 7 where they said, by the way, the Renauds don't one-shot you anymore, the Voice doesn't one-shot you anymore, the Shriek doesn't one-shot you anymore.
Okay. Like, not that type of nerf. Yeah, we might get Echo. and that might improve the numbers a little bit in terms of, you know, the turnover rate of people who clear A4 Savage. So
the big thing is that A4 Savage still has one thing that's very valuable to people, and that's the mount. No matter how old that piece of content gets, there are going to be people that want to go back there and get your favorite mount.
No. No.
Your favorite mount? When are you, so after 3.2, when are you going to go back to A4 Savage and get your mount?
Okay. When?
Yeah, when?
Never.
Yeah, you will. You'll eventually do it. Just no, because here's what's going to happen.
I'm not a mount collector like everybody is. I'm not. That's one mount that I really do not want. I don't fucking want that mount. You couldn't make me have that mount. Like, I'm no longer responsible for that mount anymore. No, I don't need it. I'm like, I can actually discard it. I will discard it.
He will. Now I want to see you get into an A4 Savage group that just forces the mount into your inventory and then you discard it. That I want to see.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see that.
Yeah.
But I mean, this has been a pretty hot topic in general. Outside of the normal going into Savage, if that was going to be the requirement as opposed to needing to be A4 Savage, the real hot topic ever since it was announced back in 3.0 and 3.05 was that the 2-week break between normal and Savage was kind of not great, for lack of a better word. People got tired of seeing the bosses.
That? Could you really honestly say that it wasn't that great?
So it was good for people that were going for World Prog, like going in immediately, because they had 2 weeks to break down and dissect the fight. For your average player, though, it was, okay, I get to see this boss for 2 weeks, and then I get to see this boss forever. Like, I get to see this boss again, and he does like 2 or 3 extra things that I probably could have predicted before that. And so people didn't really like it. So they decided, hey, we'll just release them at the same time this time. But people don't seem to like that either.
Nobody's going to be happy. Nobody's really going to be happy about it. Savage, Midas Savage will definitely be cleared sooner than Gordius was. We can go ahead and state that as fact. We won't have the time. We won't have that time to kind of relish on things like you were with Gordius, where you had that 2-week period to kind of digest and maybe practice a little, throw out some theories about what you think is going to happen in the fight. But at the same time, I guess there's really no better experience, no better teacher than actually doing the fight. So it's a little column A, a little column B. I'm on the side of the 2-week break. I really think a 2-week break would be nice. You know, kind of.
I like this. No one is ever happy. Stop making content.
Yeah. Nobody's ever happy. Nobody will ever be happy. Oh, I like the 2-week break. No, I want to go in now. Like, not everybody's going to want the same damn thing. That's
one thing that it seems like a lot of people are bringing up is the idea of doing it the opposite way, where you do Savage and, you know, you just go into Savage and it's there and people have 2 weeks to work on it. And then 2 weeks later, you give the story in the normal mode for the people who couldn't get into Savage.
That just seems ass backwards, though. It really does. It seems like you're punishing the people, you know, who aren't ready to do the content yet, who aren't, you know, let's say don't have a group, or, you know, for some reason they're not clicking or anything and they can't clear Savage. You're punishing those people. I feel like you're punishing those people.
Kind of like, feels strange to go from doing a hard fight to doing an easier fight, but I guess the idea behind that is that the only gear comes from Savage, and normal mode is actually just there for story. You get it 2 weeks later. You don't have to worry about bouncing the gear from. You don't have to worry about the weird-ass loot rules inside normal mode.
And again, what's so ass backwards about it is the set of people who really don't give a shit about the story are clearing the content first, and then, you know, everybody else gets it, like, at the back end of it. You get the story at the back end, and that just it
seems weird to release something for the 1% to then say, oh, by the way, the 99% you'll get it later, as opposed to the 99% then the 1%.
But then again, you can kind of say that was coil back then.
I mean, Coil did it. Yeah, Coil was like, here's the 1%, and we're going to ease the other however many percentage into it later.
Right.
And that's what that goes back to the feedback they got about how it was all, no, oh man, it's too easy. Oh, it's too hard. And then we ended up with this, and it ends up with
So what we're saying is there's no.
We're saying
real
is we
solution.
hate everything you do, Square Enix.
There's
and
no
they will
real
never
solution.
Be happy.
Sorry.
Great podcast. There we go. But I'm kind of okay with normal going to Savage. I think the race for World First will be a lot more interesting when people don't have 2 weeks to go, okay, well, this might be different. You literally will get to do each fight however long it takes to beat normal, which we're assuming will be an hour. That's how long it took to beat Gordius normal, was an hour.
And you're still sticking with your date of the World First clear for...
Of 8 days after that. I say 8 days is the absolute earliest. It's the day I'm going to bet on. The latest I'm expecting is 11. If I fail at that point, it will be the day people get weapons. That is the absolute latest. It will not take longer than 15 days. No matter what my guesses are, my guess is the 8th day. I don't think it'll take... No way it takes longer than 15 days for people to beat this. And obviously, we're talking about people. We're talking about very few people, so people stop panicking and being like, it sounds too easy.
No,
Until you're beating in 15 days, don't worry about it.
When we say people, we're talking about Chocobo server. That's who we're talking about.
Yeah, them, pretty much. And yeah, totally only them, Sly. Only them. Who else?
I'm sorry.
According to the statistics,
they're the 1%.
According to the statistics, Japan has to beat it 10 times more than us. Altogether, they have to have 74% of the fucking clear rate. So yes, by the law of statistics, sure, they are the 1%, or the 5% if you're on fucking Chocobo server, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome. I had the stats. Just had
That's great. That's
throw that out there. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's great. Anyway, we actually another thing that people talk about in the show, and we've been doing it for at this point 47 weeks now. We talk about rating a bit too much on the show, Sly. It's too much. Sly, you look like somebody could Photoshop your face right there and make you into a kawaii schoolgirl with that face right there. And I'm trying to put imagery in everyone's head. Please use your imaginations right now.
They already do. Don't lead them on.
I lead them on all the time, giggity. All right, but that seems kind of unavoidable. It's just that it's the majority of the information we get.
Yeah.
It's about rating. I mean, I think that's a fair assessment, is it not?
It is.
All right.
I mean, then again, there's other stuff, like...
Chocobo racing?
Crafting, gathering, housing.
I'd love to talk about those, but literally, if you look at every patch ever, they don't tell us shit until the patch actually drops about crafting and gathering. Like, it's coming! New recipes! And we're just like, okay, new recipes, fantastic. I would like to know about these recipes. How much durability does the craft have? What materials does it have? Is there going to be a new crystal type? Is there going to be new gear? Is there going to be changes to this and that? No, they'll wait till the last second and then they'll tell us about it. We need a Lords of Verminion themed show.
That means I actually have to do Lords of Verminion.
That is entirely the point. To get you to do it. I won't do it. I'll make you do it. And then you can host that show. There you go.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it's just that we get that information at the last minute every single time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty hard to do a show about... What are we going to do? We're going to talk about Drac potions. Man, I wish there were 3 instead of 1 per recipe. And okay, topic's done. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know about you, though, Sly. I've been making bank.
I haven't had the chance to.
Why not?
You want to know why?
Why haven't you?
Because I made a promise to people. And I've been working on that promise ever since. And I only got time.
What was the promise?
I would actually get through anima. That was the promise I made. What was
the promise?
And I've stuck by it.
But you need money to get through your anima. Oh, no, you don't?
I knew that was coming. Coming from the guy who can't accept gifts. He can't accept anything. No, I can't accept this. I'm sorry.
I can't take. I need to.
Like you act like their gifts have bombs in them or something. Come on now.
Open up my mail. Open up the Mog mail, and then it just explodes like fucking
You take damage.
Daffy Duck style, and then my beak flies behind my face, and I have to reorient it and whatnot.
Yeah, going back to it, I mean, it's really not hard to make a show about these things. Seriously, we had Ash on telling us how to make money. Like, and
that's our show. That was our show on it.
I honestly think it's a hot topic. I do. There are a lot of people who are out there currently leveling their gatherers, currently doing, fishing or botany, or trying to finish it up, or trying to finish up a miner, or doing crafting. Like, there are always going to be changes to the system, and that's what makes it a hot topic. We won't get these changes, like you said, until right when we get the notes. Right when we get
preliminary notes that don't tell us anything, and then we get notes specifically with the recipes.
Yeah, right when the note reading happens, when we had that note reading from Foxconn and Yoshi P, that's when we get everything.
Pretty much.
And then there are always going to be new ways to make guild. So that's why, again, it's a hot topic. So there are tons of shows we can make about it when it happens, when we get the news. But we have to wait on Yoshi P and Foxconn for that.
Well, that's why we need the Lords of Verminion episode, Sly.
Yeah.
We very clearly need very relevant content on this show, guys.
But what does that have to do with making money? It's not making.
I mean,
money.
I've just been making. I mean,
if you could bet Gil on Lords of Verminion, that would be awesome. Count me in. But
damn, Sly's telling us to be fucking go to Vegas with this one, and not for the fan fest.
Hell yeah!
You gambling? You gambling at fan fest, Sly?
Nope. I mean, when I went to the last fan fest, I only gambled $30, but I made it back. I made $30, so no, not really. That was the extent of my gambling for it was actually.
I miss nickel slot machines. I'm addicted to nickel slot machines.
Not the penny slots.
If they got penny, yeah, I'll do penny slots. Nickels, I always feel pay better though. 5 times the investment. 5 times anything. And yes, if you are watching live, we are having connection issues. So don't worry, we're just going to continue on. It might affect the recording, the local recording, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It definitely affects the Twitch side recording. So I definitely won't be able to take the show and put it just upload it straight from Twitch. It's going to be lagging. Yeah, it happens, guys. Time Warner Cable. OP. Anyway.
Wait, you have TWC now too?
Yeah.
Oh man, fun times.
Do you?
Yep.
He's he doesn't even feel bad. He's just
now you see what I go through. Anyway, so yeah, you've been doing a bit of red script, gathering things like that, but you've also been doing maps. You've been making money that way too.
Well, actually, what I started doing is I started gathering maps and just storing them for my anima. I'm just storing them so I don't have to buy them later.
Fuck that! I don't out of the maps I buy, I make the money back, and then some.
That was the case for me at first, and then everyone was doing them for a while, and all the prices fucking tanked on all of the materials that come from those. Oh my goodness!
It's still pretty decent. Still pretty decent.
All tanked. We're talking about a server with a real economy on Gilgamesh, Sly.
Oh, excuse the fuck out of me. I'm sorry. Behemoth doesn't have a real economy. Solera, you don't have an economy at all.
No, but they have one guy with a Godwalker mount.
But you do have that. Mateus, y'all don't have shit, according to Happy. According to Happy, fuck. Excalibur, Leviathan. Your economy doesn't equate to the Gilgamesh economy. Gilgamesh is Wall Street.
The one true economy.
The one true economy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Excuse the living fuck out of me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to go back to my little hidey hole, my little cardboard box in lavender beds, and just shut up. Okay, carry on.
Carry on. There we go. Yeah, if you guys are having sound issues, refresh. They can't hear me say that. Somebody else tell them to do it. Because I'm not typing it out. Okay, so the big thing with red script items is, regardless of whether you're a miner or you're a gatherer, to keep my pockets healthy. What I do is I spend 25 minutes, I get 1 red script token, And I just go, and I pick something that's worth like 30K a pop, and then I make like 600K to a mil, depending on which one I picked. That's every day. That's easy money until everyone else starts doing it and fucking undercuts it. I want to find you, guy with the fucking retainer named Your Sale -1. I'm going to find you and your
There's
your
actually a retainer that has that name?
Yeah, Your Sale -1. And then he undercuts you by 1.
I swear to God, like, retainers is like the Price is Right. $1. $1. There you go. You win.
There you go.
You win.
So you need to get on that, Sly, regardless of whether or not you can still finish this anima weapon with it's still spent 25 minutes making bank.
Like I said, I've been working on my Fisher. Like, albeit lazily while I've been doing anima. The whole just do the GC turn in and then just go off, do whatever the fuck you want. But I actually did fishing today. I actually did get in some fishing time today. So
Fish and chill and hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't say hunt and chill because you're not chilling when you're hunting.
No, there's no chill involved in hunting.
There's no chill involved in fishing. That shit's intense, bro.
Now, what the fuck are you talking about? Fishing is zen.
Zen.
That shit is zen. No, mining was, it's okay. It's semi-grindy. Botany was grindy. Like, there was no zen in that. Like, fishing, just find a place to grind it out.
Fuck, dude, all right?
It's zen. You just
mining and botany are the same thing. The only problem is botany, if you're trying to use it for leveling crafters, eats your inventory alive way more than mining does.
And fishing. I could throw back shit.
Fishing eats your inventory pretty fucking fast.
But you can throw shit back, so you'll still get the EXP. Like, just throw it back.
I just let them throw it back. Fuck it.
Throw it back.
I need experience.
If it's not high quality, throw that shit back. Shit.
You think we'll get a new color script in the next patch?
No, we're not getting a new color script.
You really?
No. Wait.
This sounds like wishful thinking.
No, we're not getting a new color script. It's too soon. It's way too soon to switch up, the whole currencies. Not really switch it up, but add another currency to crafting and gathering. You won't see it. And no, if we do get one, it's not going to be fucking green. No.
It is going to be green.
No,
RGB. We have red and blue. We need green. Granted, I think they should have done green, and they should have done it R as the lowest, and then G.
You know what?
B.
On second thought, I'm just going to go with Hap Jesus on this, because this is another prediction that Hap Jesus is going to get right, because he has a direct line.
It's literally green or purple.
Green or purple? Okay,
red and blue.
I was going to say purple. If we got anything. But green, seems likely too. So I'm going to go with Hap Jesus on green. And just because I think that he has this direct line to Foxconn and Yoshi P. He doesn't tell me about this. He has this direct line to God himself. He gets this information. That's how Hap's predictions always go right, or most of the time. I'm trying to tell you, he cheats. This motherfucker cheats.
You know what's funny? Mel and I actually had coffee with Kamate on Sunday, and the whole time I'm like trying to avoid talking about anything that would be like sensitive because I didn't want to do that. I was like I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that to you, Kamate. Phil's coffee, delicious, by the way. Thank you for showing that to me, Kamate. But basically what I'm telling you, Sly, is that I'm hiding from you that I know everything.
Yes.
I don't know jack shit.
No. He has that direct line. He has a phone. It's just a phone.
It's like the president's phone for fucking.
That doesn't have any buttons or anything. Just rings on its own, and he gets the information from on high.
It's like, ding ding. Hello, green. Okay.
That's it. That's how it works.
I used my fucking glasses case as a phone, and I forgot I was wearing a headset, so I just smacked myself in the earpiece thingy. There we go. It's like the bat phone. There we go. Oh man.
So it's safe to say that you're still in the script club. You're still in the script.
Oh yeah, I'm still. Well, I'm not gonna cap this week because something else has had my attention for the last few days while we're waiting on. Patch 3.2, something else. It's not gonna say much about it. Just figure I might as well avoid talking about it right now. It's not about Final Fantasy 14, so why do that, right?
Right.
Are you gonna get into the script scene early when the next patch comes out?
No, because I think they're gonna take a back seat. Honestly, do it's
Even,
like
okay.
scripts,
Assuming
are so like, I think with the stuff that you can get from fucking favors in general right now, that shit's gone down. So I don't think we're gonna see a rise in like favors or anything like that in the script scene. So it's gonna take a back seat. No, diadem is more prevalent than anything right now. That's where it's at. Go to diadem. Gather at diadem. You will cap your scripts. You'll get scripts and everything, but at the same time, it's just people are more focused on diadem than actual, scripts. And
I've been seeing some more diadem, by the way, before you get yelled at like I did. Diadem parties popping up lately. I've seen a lot more. I don't know why they're popping up now and not in 3.2 when it's going to be more relevant, but they've been popping up quite a bit more.
And that's why I say it's going to take a back seat.
But Sly, I want to propose to you something that Ash proposed to us.
Okay.
He pointed out that he makes a lot of money when a new patch comes out and he's ahead of the curve on crafting and gathering. Are you sure you don't want to be ahead of the curve? Or are you just going to always rely on the United Negro Dragoon Fund and just always be lazy?
I'm not going to always be lazy. That's why I'm going. Once my Fisher is done, I'm going back to crafters. I'm actually going back to that seriously. I did promise that I would finish my gatherers and then go back to crafters. I'm almost done with my gatherers. So, I don't know. Maybe I see Aortian Wall Street a little bit wrong. I won't even say different, wrong. I might be wrong about this. I probably will be wrong about this. And
yeah, according to this guy, has Sly ever gotten any prediction right yet? No?
I have gotten a few predictions right. Don't you say that. No, you're not going to say that. I've gotten a few predictions right. It's just that you have that phone. I don't have that phone. I need that phone.
Scripts. Got it.
Okay.
All right. So you're saying you're going to be poor next patch as well. Got it. Okay.
Hey, I'm not third world.
Why are you not third world anymore?
Can't say.
He's like, can't say. He's got an NDA right now.
I can't say.
He can't say. Now we want to know more, but I'll let it be.
All right.
That's it. You guys, there's a secret, and Sly's keeping it from you. Just keep that in mind. Right now. He's running his own script club, that's why.
Pretty much.
He's taking all the dollar bills off the stage, and those are his. That's why.
Hey, I get a cut. Owner always gets a cut. Yeah.
According to RMT, that dollar will take you a long way. And you know that better than anyone else on Behemoth. You get those tells all the time on Behemoth.
Yeah, I
started getting a few on Gilgamesh after the servers came up one day.
Oh, almighty Gilgamesh gets RMT tells?
Man, that one RMT tell in the last 6 months, man, that was fantastic.
What?
Both.
You're kidding.
Anyway, I mean, I don't know about you. I want to get ahead of the curve. I don't think I'll have the time to get ahead of the curve. I want to get ahead of the curve, though.
You'll have time. You'll have plenty of time. Okay, well, let me ask you this. Once the patch hits, you'll be in progression. We get that.
Oh, yeah.
When do you think the market will kind of drop? Do you think...
A week. The people who make the most money abuse it in the first week. Like, they are the first people to be putting stuff up on the board, and the people who have no patience buy it. That'll be me buying it.
But part two of that question is, do you think that progression affects the market a little bit?
Yeah, it does, because people... Listen to the thing. Draconian potions right now are worth, like, 12K a pop on my server. They are going to go up to 40K a pop as soon as progression hits again. I can damn well guarantee you that alchemy and culinarian are again going to make a shit ton of money. But the thing is, the other crafters that don't have that consistent guild income, they're going to look at those recipes and be like, I need to get to this income as quickly as possible before I have competitors, before people don't care about it anymore. They are going to they're going to blitz the market with this shit because they know it's progression relevant.
So do you think that once the actual world first race is over, we'll see that price drop? We'll see, because I really think it's as the progression race goes on, each day that it goes on, like prices are gonna drop. People are gonna undercut.
Well, okay,
people are gonna undercut every day.
This depends a lot on what we're talking about. On potions and food, I don't think it'll go down. at all.
Okay.
Not for the first week. On crafted items, it's going to sell so infrequently that it doesn't matter if you get undercut because the person people are buying them, you're so few being made, and there are enough people just flat out buying them. Remember last time I was streaming and I was like, if anyone wants to donate me their red scripts and their items and craft it for me, I will pay you 40 mil for a body piece. There are a lot of people who do that on the first week.
And how much did you pay it on?
40 mil. I paid the guy 40 mil for the body piece.
I thought it was more than that.
No, it's 40 mil.
Just for one piece or
just for one piece of armor.
Okay.
40 mil I paid. That guy, and that person said it was the most stressful 40 mil they ever made because they said they would have it done for me in 6 hours. They went and gathered all the red gatherer scripts. They turned them into red crafter script items. They crafted it. They HQ'd it. And they were like, oh my god, I can't do this ever again. That was so stressful. I don't ever want to craft these items again.
They probably have. Because it's easier now. It's less stressful now. So
but we're talking about the first 2 weeks of Prague.
Yeah.
Where it was so incredibly... If you screwed that up, that's it. No one was going to buy it. That was just 40 mil out the pocket. It was the worst for them. And you know what? I'm willing to buy gear for that we get from Green Scripts. When we get it from Green Scripts.
But to kind of bring it back, we kind of got on this tangent because it seems like week in and week out, all we talk about is how rich everybody is. Oh,
and rating.
And rating, of course. But more often than not, how big my bank is. Oh, I got this much. I got this much. Oh, shit. My economy is greater than yours. We get into that argument.
It is.
Almost every week. Almost every week we have this conversation.
Every week I at least say Behemoth is full of RMT.
And he doesn't pick on any other server but...
Zalero would like your attention, Sly. Although they have one Godwalker mount, I can't say shit anymore.
So you're throwing your attention to Mateus now. Is that what you're saying?
Mateus, what was the... And Belias.
And Belias.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I mean, the thing is, that's the problem. Like, we have that radio silence on crafting and gathering. I mean, I just want to know more. I mean, at this point, I want to know more about anything. But crafting and gathering
and we eventually get this information, but we get it so late. I know, you want it now, but we get it so late. We get it so damn late. And I really can't consider it to be late because, yes, it's part of the progression race. These things... let's be honest. It costs money to progress. You're going to need money for food. You're going to need money for pots, your fucking repair bill and shit like that. Unless you have your crafters up, but you can do that on your own. But it's going to cost money for progression. That's just the reality of it. Rating, and
that's why we talk about rating, guys, because rating is money.
If you're on the side that pays or if you're on the side that's making it, rating is money, period, point blank.
It drives the economy. Well, and glamour. Glamour drives the fuck out of the economy. Have you seen the price of...
Because glamour is the true end game.
When we get the new residential areas in 3.3, and then we get the 512 residencies in Ishgard, furniture prices are going
Slumlords are going to be a thing.
Skyrocket.
Slumlords are going to be a thing in Ishgard. I'm letting you know right now. I'm foreseeing it.
Oh, yeah.
They're just going to buy up a bunch of shit, and slumlords are going to be a thing. So.
Oh, yeah. I don't even want to know, like, the recipes of the items. I just want to know the details. Like, I want to know what item level we're looking at. I want to know if we're going to see new potions. I want to see if we're going to see new foods. I don't need to know all the recipes. I just want to know where it's going. I want to know if we're getting green scripts. And by the way, we are. But anyway, I want to know if we're getting green scripts.
Hap Jesus. Hashtag Hap Jesus.
Hashtag Hap Jesus.
Well, Hap, maybe we'll find that out. We might find that out in the next live letter.
Yes, which is fast approaching. So fast approaching, we didn't want to wait till next week to talk about it again, which we will.
Which we will.
I already have an idea for next week's show, though, Sly.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Yeah, I'm glad.
So you want to tell us, because they actually posted the sneak peek of it. Like they tell us what they're actually going to talk about. Other than
And I have a few things. It's not. I mean, it's a sneak peek, but it's not everything that's going to be in the live letter. But it's just a few kind of key things that we're going to see in the live letter. And the first thing, of course, the 3.2 preview part 2. We're going to be taking a look at the new challenges to come in 3.2, the new dungeons. The encounter with the Warring Triad, a.k.a. Sephiroth.
The Fiend. Just call him the Fiend.
The Fiend. Because we don't want to get that confusion with the name anymore.
You know what doesn't help? You know what really doesn't fucking help?
What?
The tower in the middle, of which, by the way, people seem to think is the anti-tower. The tower that is in the center of all three of the Warring Triad has one wing coming out of it, so that really doesn't fucking help. It looks like the wing that is on Kefka, and it looks like the wing that's actually on Angeal. But...
So we're all going to just agree to call him the Fiend.
Right.
Okay. And then, of course, Midas, the next tier of Alexander. There will be a special guest, too. The head of localization, cohost, will make an appearance to, kind of take some questions about lore, naming of NPCs, items, enemies, things like that. See, this is where I feel... like the question part, and I'll talk about this in a minute. Okay. The question part, where people head on the lodestone, type in their questions. I can't really. This will be an Ethos thing. Ethos should have a paragraph long question. He should have a fucking essay.
I hope he's writing a question into cohost.
I pray to God that Ethos has a question for cohost. I really do. Koji should do Erzivia.
Well, okay, that would be fucking legit. There's zero chance that would happen.
There's zero chance. It's a dream. It's an idea and a dream to happen, and actually have Ethos compete where he would obviously fucking destroy us if that were the case. But,
I just remember the next year of Zivia, we're just testing Ethos. We're not. I hope you've started doing some research for that because
a little bit. I mean, I've gotten a few. Sightseeing logs and shit like that because that's what he likes to throw in, and I don't do sightseeing logs.
I have 122 sightseeing logs done. I need to do the newest ones that came out.
See, this is why I don't do it.
And you gotta we're gonna have to look at class quests, we're gonna have to look at job quests, we're gonna have to read the manual behind the fucking bitch with the animal weapon quest, and I say bitch, he is a bitch, alright? That guy is complaining all the time. We're going to have to go read the names of every fucking zone, every little landmark.
Right.
We're going to have to ask him fucking, Isael's middle name or something. I don't know.
Shit, I don't even know her full name. I just call her Legs.
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 Yeah, Isael Legs Iceheart. There you go.
Mm-hmm. That's all she is.
Oh, man. Then we have miscellaneous announcements. Funny thing about this preview, Sly, you know what's not on this preview?
Crafting or Gathering?
Crafting or Gathering. Man, I can't wait to talk about that next show. Anyway, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They don't even bother bringing it up because they were like, we're going to show them content. What about Crafting and Gathering?
That's why we should ask the questions. That's why we should, when we have these live letters, we should, and we do get some kind of, albeit rare, but we do get some questions about crafting or gathering, and the funny thing is they just brush past it every time. It's like it just goes so quick.
New recipes.
I didn't get anything. I was trying to type this shit out. I didn't get anything. So, yeah. If you want to learn more, if you want to know more about crafting and gathering, and they don't say it in the live letter, and they're not going to say it in the live letter, ask questions. Use your words.
They need to use their words and tell us what the fuck. Tell us what the fuck. Tell us.
But we know how it's gonna go. We already know how it's gonna go.
But we don't, because these items are supposed to be stronger than they ever have been. There's the changes to materia, the changes to the diadem, so the change the way we get materia, the way we get materia, the materia on a raid gear, the main stat materia. It's gonna be a vastly different system, and that's scary.
Now, speaking of questions. Hap, we obviously watched pretty much all of these live letters.
Yeah.
Have you ever written in a question?
Yeah, it's ever been answered.
So you've written a question, but they never get to it, or they just never answer it.
Well, okay, here's the thing. My questions are usually not like the standard questions, so they're very, very specific.
Detail-oriented?
Yeah, so they generally don't take the time to answer them, or they know it's me, and they're like, fuck that guy. But anyway, I don't know. I've submitted them. I used to submit like 7 or 8 questions every single time to every different topic.
I really couldn't ask a question because it would just be the one question over and over and over again. If it doesn't get read, that's fine. I'm going to continue to submit this damn question until you read it.
Add-ons.
Why the fuck is my inventory still so fucking low? I need more inventory. Don't tell me to get my retainers good. Don't tell me to get more retainers. I want to know, when am I getting more inventory space? Add-ons. When are we getting a parser? Things like that.
You want to know the answer to the inventory one?
Never.
Well, we get rid of the PS3. Anyway. And that's actually the answer to all of them. But anyway, so what do we have? I mean, if you could... Okay, so those are the only questions you would ask them? You don't have any other questions to even Koji? He's he's doing lore and shit.
Again, that's ethicist thing. I don't want to...
questions?
Yes, there's certain things I would like to know about lore, but I feel like, okay, and this is what really needs to happen. I hope it does one day. We just need to throw Ethis in a room with Koji Fox. Leave him there for about an hour. And I feel like it's like...
Ethis will come out and he'll just be a different man.
Exactly. It's like Lex Luthor getting the antimatter equation or the anti-life equation. It's just like that.
But, I mean, don't you want to ask Koji, like, when's he going to free your girl?
That is a good question. Thank you. Let me write that down. Thank you.
That's courtesy of Malzian.
Yeah.
In the chat.
Thank you, Mal. Thank you. When are we freeing Big T? Got it.
Big T.
Yeah.
Oh, names. I mean, the big thing is, and I made sure to bring this up to Kamate. I was like, just so you know, Kamate, remember, Koji Fox, Slythefox, arm wrestling competition. So we gotta wrestle. They gotta wrestle.
Gotta wrestle.
It's funny because every time I say this to anyone, they just look at Koji and they go, "That's no contest." It's like the Sly would destroy him.
But no,
I'm trying to give him the opportunity to defend himself.
He was all buff and shit in the Rising. He looked like
exactly.
He works at a club. He looked like he was a bouncer at a club.
Okay, he didn't look like he worked at a club.
Moogle hat.
That's a very bad club if that's the kind of club he's working at with the Moogle hat.
Yeah, it's glamour. Who cares? It's glamour.
And then, of course, we have miscellaneous announcements. So, plushies. Got it.
Yep.
What plushies do you think we're going to see previewed this time?
I don't know what
this is important. This is more important than 3.2 Slyh.
I don't know what we're going to see, but I want that Twintania plushie.
I was just thinking that.
I want a Twintania plushie or I want a Garuda plushie that's anatomically correct. Like, it really needs to have boobs. Just saying. I've always said that I would have...
Oh, we can tell what you've always wanted, Sly.
Yeah, you could. Boobies. God damn it, why do I do that? I've always said that whenever I beat Garuda EX at the time, because it was like the bane of my existence at the time, I would get her rack on my wall. Like, I would get like a wood carver or something to make her rack and stick it on my wall, like as a prize. I beat Garuda EX, and I got her rack.
Sly, you know those mouse pads that have the padding, but for the wrist? You need a Garuda one.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Yeah.
Work on that, Square Enix. Work on that.
Somebody's Buddy's making the bet that we're gonna see the Gundu or Zundu warrior plushies.
No, no, that just makes a terrible plushie.
Somebody make a Slythefox plushie.
And he has to have golden Subligar.
He needs to have a golden Subligar, beer, and a PlayStation 4 controller.
That's just adding too much. No, you got to keep it simple.
No, those are accessories. You sell those after the fact. You got to think of it like it's a business, man.
It's the cash shop, man. The cash shop. You're right.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. There you go.
There we go. And if we don't see a fucking trailer of 3.2 at this event,
but that's what we're going to get at the beginning of it. We're going to get it when they...
We better.
We will. it's less than a month out. We're going to see a trailer this lot later.
Well, we're assuming it's about a month. According
Right.
our guess was what was the day that we guessed? I'm looking at a calendar right now. Phone, I don't need briefing. Calendar, February, the 23rd was my guess. That is the last Tuesday of February.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guessed the 23rd or the 16th. I think you said one of those two, and I locked in the 23rd.
I'll lock in the 16th.
Okay, he'll lock on the 16th just to be wrong. Got it.
Just
anyway,
to be wrong.
Yeah.
Again,
Actually,
just to
I
go
wouldn't
against,
be too. I would be too
go
surprised.
against Hap Jesus.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it be the 16th, but I am
He's sticking with the 23rd.
hoping it's the 23rd. On top of sticking with the 23rd.
Right.
That's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm gonna stay with. And okay, so those are like kind of the news bits and kind of little segments we wanted to cover. But before we go into, Sly wanted to do something special. He brought it up a little bit before the show. I actually want to do a plug for the community team.
Yes,
right here.
please.
Like I said, I was hanging out with Kamate the other day, and a lot of you may have noticed on the official Lodestone that the community team is hiring. So, in fact, I can read the post right here, so that way you guys can see it exactly for what it is, and I don't say anything incorrectly. Community team is recruiting. Have you dreamed of being a part of Duty Commenced or helping to plan the next fan festival? Does the idea of combing through numerous pieces of feedback to ensure the development team is kept up to date excite you? Have you always wanted to plan events, travel, and interact with other players on a face-to-face basis? Well, now's the chance to make your dreams come true because the community team is looking for a new member to join their ranks.
Where can I apply, Happy?
If you feel up to this duty, head over to our careers page and apply. That is on the front page of the Lodestone. So
Get your applications out there.
get your applications out there because they need help, and Jesus knows it. They just lost Colby.
Yeah.
Colby, we miss you already, dude.
We miss you, man.
Binary Wolf, please. That's his name on Twitch. Binary Wolf. I know. That was my reply. Like,
Yeah.
Binary Wolf, really?
Out of all things. But I equate it to Colby every time now. Like,
Yeah, at least that's one way. That's definitely one way of remembering it. Ron, as other people call Colby. He's moved up to Seattle. He's moved up to Seattle. He can go hang with Pook.
Yeah. Pook, get an interview with Colby, please. We need the dish.
The dish.
The dirt.
Dish.
The dirt.
All right, there we go. All right, so Sly, you're the one who came to me with this idea before the show. Mel actually suggested something similar when I was trying to come up with something for this script. So why don't you present to everyone what it is you want to do for this last little segment of the show?
Okay, for this last little segment, let's call it a conversation with Happy. It is a conversation with Happy.
Motherfucker, we do that every week. What is this?
But here's the thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it to you, chat, to come up with a topic that Hap can give his thoughts on, what he thinks, and we can kind of go into detail or anything. Like, it could be anything. It could be gatherers, crafters, anything. Fucking dragoons. I don't give a shit. Anything.
Okay. So how are they just gonna say it? Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick one thing from the chat. So, chat, if you will, just come up. Well, think of something that you've always wanted to get Hap's opinion on.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll lean back and wait. Sly's the host now.
I actually want to save that, and a lot of people are saying it. I want to save that for post show. I'll save
What?
that one
The
for
shirt?
not the
pillow?
No, you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
Okay. Carlos brings up a good one. Black Mage versus Summoner.
God damn it! It's because people are waiting on me to do a video on that. It's the only versus thing I haven't done yet.
Okay, so let's get a preview. Hap.
Black Mage wins. There's your fucking spoiler preview. I literally think that Summoner is nothing wrong with it, but Black Mage is just so fucking good now.
But and the thing about my old raid group, rest in peace, Jeff Last God, we had a Black Mage who would switch to Summoner in a certain fight, and then switch back to Black Mage. So Summoner does have some, kind of key points.
Yeah, when you can abuse vulnerability stacks and spread your dots on multiple enemies, yes, Summoner does all of a sudden becomes very, 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 very good.
And then, Summoner kind of has that, I guess you could say, I wouldn't say an advantage, but I hate to go up against Summoners in PvP. Always. I hate running into a Summoner.
I've been one-shot by Fire 4, okay? I don't want to hear shit. I can beat a Summoner. I fear the sleep co-meteor fucking spam more than I fear an individual Summoner. I just fear casters who have access to their limit break in PvP.
So help me out here, because I'm not a caster. I'm not. What makes Black Mage so OP?
It hits so fucking hard. That's the big thing. The only major drawback that Black Mage has is it is the only class or job in the game that has no means of silencing or stunning. It is the only job in the game that cannot at least do one of those two things. It can sleep, fan-fucking-tastic, alright? I don't even remember. You know when the last time you used sleep was? When people were cheesing turn 5.
Wolf's Den? At the beginning of Wolf's Den, when that shit was prevalent, when people were actually doing that shit? Yeah.
In PvP, talking about in PvE.
Okay.
Let's focus on a part of the game people play, Sly.
Oh, okay, all right.
Sleep is really fucking strong in PvP. It's really fucking strong. But I mean, Summoner has fucking Tribind, which works fine too. So fucking and they just hit so fucking hard. The only downside they have is that they can't move. They have to avoid moving as much. Mm-hmm. That's it. And you know what they do? Oh, attack that's not going to one-shot me? Mana Ward. Oh, physical attack that's not going to one-shot me? Mana Wall. Oh, I need to move from here to here? Ethereal Manipulation. If they need to move more than that, they do it during Ice. And they make sure they get the Blizzard 4 off, and they're fucking fine. That's literally they hit so... And there are so few buttons you need to press on Black Mage for your rotation. Summoner has
so you're saying
Black
Mage, the Black Mage rotate, a Black Mage rotation would be easier on PS4 players?
It's easier. The only thing that's hard is knowing how often you can move, and that's part of learning any fight. Every job needs to do that. Black Mage just punished more for it. But every time we do a fight, it's so how can we make sure the Black Mage doesn't need to move the entire fight? That's pretty much what it means. Whereas Summoner, okay, it's great. They have this cool opener. It's fun to pull off. They have Eye for an Eye. They have Virus, which can't overlap with the Scholar one. You can't do that because it would be too much. It just has a resistance.
Right.
They have a stun on Ifrit. They have a knockback on Garuda. Whoop-de-fucking-do. And then they have, the healing debuff. They have a slow on Miasma. They have a bind. They have great utility, but damage point for damage point, and utility for utility, I would take Black Mage. A Pocket of Stasis is fucking OP as shit. Take that any day for the magic vulnerability over Eye for an Eye for the physical vulnerability. Or even Virus is good, but if you bring a Scholar, you almost never need you almost never need that many extra viruses. And Black Mage at least has a physical virus. It at least has the strength and dex part of the virus. It just doesn't have the int and the mind part of the virus.
So... I always bring it back to raw numbers. I'm a numbers fiend.
You want numbers? Yeah. I have just the website for you.
Okay.
FFLogs.com.
How did I know you were going to go there?
Rankings.
Oh, my God.
Black Mage. Oh, right. Oppressor. Zyzen Skyblazer. Used to raid with that guy. Good guy. 1865 on A1 Savage. Black Hat, who we've been raiding with recently. 1800. Now those are obviously inflated, but obviously the top Summoner parses are going to be inflated too. Cuff of the Father, this is the only one where Summoner is going to win. 2451 for the top parse there. Living Liquid, Coronason, 1489. the Manipulators, Skyline 1506, and Faust 2257. Now we go to Summoner. Win logon 1,783. That's 100 less. A2, the one where they're going to win, 2719. I expect that.
Yeah.
A3, 1342. A4, 1352. And to be fair, the fucking cheese strat's kind of annoying for Summoner there. And Faust, 2080.
So basically what Haps is saying is that Summoner is only useful on maybe.
No, okay, they're useful on every fight. But if you're telling me put me a Black Mage up against a Summoner, I'm going to take the Black Mage every fucking time.
except for A2.
Except for a fight like A2. Do you know what other fight happened like A2 Savage? Turn 12. Before they nerfed it.
So it goes back to the whole...
vulnerability.
It goes back to the whole placement. I mean, not really placement. What's the word I'm looking for?
Spreading of the dots.
Composition.
That plays a big part too.
So do you think we'll see some of that composition issue?
I don't think there's going to be any compositional issues in Midas.
Excuse me.
In Midas, I don't think there's any compositional issues. If it's this much easier than Gordius, there should be no compositional. Yeah, the people who beat it the first week will probably have the most optimal. But if the DPS checks are so not strict, nobody should be stressing composition in Midas.
So, but will there be a kind of fight in Midas where like a Summoner would
They might. I don't know why they keep doing fights where they leave this exploit in, knowing that it exists. I don't want to call it an exploit. It just happens to be any fight where there's a vulnerability debuff. It can make Summoner way more powerful than it's supposed to be. Turn 12 had to be completely changed when Collision actually found this exact means of abusing Summoner dots, where originally the Blackfires, instead of having reduction in HP when you hit them with White Fire, they got a vulnerability debuff. So what Scholars and Summoners would do is hit it with all the dots, bane it onto the Phoenix, and then you have these super powered dots hitting the boss and also killing the other Blackfires. And it made it so that, let's just say that was the difference in the first week between getting 5 Benus and 4 Benus. It made the fight like 45 seconds faster. So it was really fucking significant. And they did it again with A2 Savage. Granted, it's not as bad because it just so happens that it works out that way. It wasn't as abusable as Turn 12 was. But I have to wonder if they're ever going to keep doing that in fights, or they're only going to do it in fights where it's not going to be as relevant. Yeah, and that's the thing. If a Summoner dots up a debuff target and then spreads those dots, they're buffed. They're buffed on everything. If you put dots on a 5-stack enemy in A2 Savage and then spread it, they're all buffed.
So, end all be all, Black Mage versus Summoner, Black Mage wins.
I will take Black Mage, but I don't think there's anything wrong with Summoner. It brings good utility. It's the only DPS job to bring a battle res, although you should not be the one battle resing as a Summoner. You should leave that to the healers first, unless the fight otherwise demands for it. A4 Savage is an example where having a Summoner is okay, and even with the MP drain, it works perfectly fine. It's just Black Mage does more damage, and a Pocket of Stasis is great, Mana Wall is great, Mana Ward is great, and Ethereal Manipulation makes so they can move around, and they blow shit up all over the place.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Conversations with Happy. I'm going to try to do this every week because
you say this every week where somebody just tries
throws
to
out
get me heated on a topic.
Yeah, and because you say some crazy shit sometimes.
What did I say that was crazy?
You didn't say anything crazy. I'm just
I say some crazy shit sometimes.
Yes, you do.
Sometimes it's just crazy.
So what we'll do next week is I'll look to you on Twitter using the hashtag SOTR. And you can, hit us up with a conversation that like a topic that you want from Happy. Something that you want, like your opinion, like you want an opinion about from Happy. And we'll leave it to him just to go off on a tangent and like maybe he'll say some crazy shit next time. Oh no. We'll ask you. Maybe I'll ask you about Dragoons next week. I don't know.
I have nothing but good things to say about Dragoons, so.
Okay.
Not you, Dragoons in general.
And here we go. But Happy, tell everyone if they already don't know, and like really, how can you not see it? Where can they find you?
All right, so you're gonna find me in my office here, which, by the way, is like it's pretty modest back here. My office is just like me, pasty. That's all I can really say when it comes to that. You can find me everywhere, Mr. Happy1227. Just Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Just I don't know, everywhere. Just Google it. I don't know.
I don't know. Perfect
No,
answer.
you don't know. You don't know,
I don't know.
Sly.
I don't know. Like, yeah, where can you find where can you find Happy?
While
I
we're
don't know.
wrapping up,
I don't know.
While we're wrapping up, Malzian actually did bring something up that was pretty interesting that I forgot to bring up.
Okay.
So we're gonna cut in the middle of us ending the show to bring up something else.
Ooh.
We were talking about the census last week.
Yes.
What happened in December that could have fucked up a census?
Christmas.
Free login.
That is true.
I didn't even.
But yeah,
that.
wait. Well, how many times do we have free login weekends though?
But this was a free login month, where you could log in at any point and get 4 days worth of playtime.
But it's only 4 days, so I feel like that really wouldn't.
But does that? But do those people show up in the census? What
If
about
it does, it doesn't skew it that much. We're talking about 4 days, and these are the people that are probably coming back just for 4 days to see what's up, and then, kind of going about their business. I mean, that's just my opinion. It might not be fact.
But the numbers could still have been pretty drastically changed because of those. I think that I brought that up, and I started thinking, like, holy shit.
But we're talking about 1 month. 1 month.
No, there was no level 20 limit. It wasn't a free trial. It was a, hey, you played our game before? Come back. You could do patch 3.1. You could do the primal. You could do...
But I don't really think it affected anything, because if you look at the trend, the trend still went down. From level 20, the trend still went down as you went up levels. So I don't think it really affected anything, in my opinion.
I still think it probably had a pretty big effect on that census.
No, I just don't think it had too much of an effect for 4 days, and people coming back for level 20. Yeah, no, and the level 20 number was the highest. I will give you that. It was the highest out of all the other numbers. As the level went down, as the level went up, like you could see the numbers going down.
It was free keep your house weekend. Oh, man, that's pretty fucking funny. All right, and then on that note, I just wanted to bring that up since it was something I said I would bring up on State of the Realm this week. So, on that note, Sly, where can they find you at, my man?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Slyakagreyfox. You can find me on Twitter at Slythefox. You can find me on Instagram at Slyakagreyfox07. You can find me in Plot 14, Ward 5 of the Lavender Beds on Behemoth, a.k.a. the Cool Kids Table. Come, you can sit with us. We have beer and wings. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know, Sly. The way you're talking about Garuda, I don't know if anyone was going to want to sit near you after that.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
There's nothing wrong with boobies. I'm just saying.
He's just saying.
Put Ruda's boobs and Shiva's legs together, and you have a perfect combo. I'm just saying.
I want somebody to make a quick gif of Sly's eyebrow raise right there. Because that was fucking scary. Because I feel like he's looking at me while he's doing... Oh, man. No, this is just... Sly, stop, please. You're making it feel awkward. Sly, look at it. Do it one more time. Just do it one more time. There we go.
How you doing?
There you go. There you go. All right. Now that that's going to be on the internet somewhere, we're going to wrap up the show and move over into post-show, everyone. So thank you for joining us this week. If you joined us on YouTube, sorry for the lag earlier on the stream. If you joined us on Twitch, that is. But anyway, we will see you next week for another episode.
See you next week.
That's all I had of going out. That's all I had. Another episode. So we'll see you next week. Okay, bye-bye.
Nice
North
close there.
Carolina's finest.
Yeah, buddy.